first YouTube video. I've never done a YouTube video before, so I don't really know what I'm going to call my channel yet, if I'm even going to make it a channel. So if anyone has any suggestions for me on what they think my channel should be called, you know, just let your girl know, because I'm new to all this. So this is today's inspiration. I'm going to be doing this look that was done by Shay Mitchell. It's very fall and very appropriate for the season right now, with it being November. It's getting cooler outside and I love it. And I always love doing like a dark lip when it's cooler outside and I can wear my darker clothes and people don't think I'm crazy. So anyway, I'm just gonna start by prepping my face the way I normally would, doing my skin the way I normally would, and then I'll do darker eyes and darker lip. So today, well, lately I've been using this No Problem primer. I got it off Amazon, and since I have really big pores, I really like to get anything that's going to really get in my pores. So today I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Foundation, and this is literally the lightest shade that they have. I think it's, yeah, 100, because your girl, she is very pale. They always recommend that you shake this really well. Someone shake. And some people use a palette. I really just use like the back of my hand to get my foundation on there. And I just kind of start dabbing it kind of all over my face. So when I do my foundation, I really don't like to get under my eye area, just because I'm going to be putting concealer there, and I found that if I put foundation there and concealer, sometimes it can look too cakey, and it just doesn't look cute throughout the day. I'm going to apply some eyeshadow primer just to elongate the wear of my eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using the Shadow Insurance by Too Faced. I think I got this when they were having their you know, month of beauty or whatever. Got it for like 10 bucks. So I figured, why not give it a try, since I've never tried this before and I've really liked it. And now, since this is kind of starting to dry, I'm going to start to apply concealer. Now I'm going to use, which I feel like is everyone's favorite, is the Tarte Shape Tape. Mine's in the shade Fair Beige, although I probably could go lighter just to brighten up my under eyes instead of it being pretty similar to the color of my foundation. But I just haven't gotten to it yet. A lot of product goes a long way. Now I'm going to just kind of blend out my concealer. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender again, and then I'm going to spray. I like to kind of combine the water that's in the Beauty Blender with some of this facial spray. As you can see, I use it a lot, and this is the, I think, the biggest bottle you can get. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. This stuff smells so good. It even tastes really good, which I know a lot of people have been talking about, which is really weird, but I'm not mad about it. Okay, so I really only apply under the eye and on the smile lines with the sponge. Everywhere else I kind of use with a brush because the foundation's mostly dry everywhere, and I really just want to brush on the powder instead of like packing it in. So now that I've got my base down and it's all set, I like to do my eyebrows. Now I probably do my eyebrows a lot more bold than most people with blonde hair, which I don't have blonde hair right now. I actually have purple hair, but I do have blonde brows and I have blonde roots. So I probably do my brows a lot darker than I probably should, but I don't know, I find this was easy for me and I really like it. It gives me more of a bold look, which is usually what I'm going for. So I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in Blonde, which is the lightest color they have, so can't really be too mad at me there. Like I said, my eyebrows are usually a lot darker than they probably should be. And I know that this product is probably darker than I should use for my eyebrows, but like I said, I really like this product. But instead of using that on my whole brow just to make it like a whole one block, I try to do as much of an ombre as I can to make it look more natural, which I don't really know that having this dark brows for being blonde would really be natural, but okay, beside the point. But I use this MAC pencil that I actually got, I think I got it in my BoxyCharm in shade Lingering. I don't know. It's a very, very thin brow pencil and it's a little bit lighter than the pomade that I have, and so I really just like to put that in the front of the brow and just kind of feather it in to make it more cohesive. So this is what I'm talking about. They never look even like this one. I always like the way this eyebrow looks way more than I like the way that this one looks. I can never get them to look the same. Okay, so I just want y'all to know this is literally the first time I'm like talking my process through ever with anybody, which I guess no one's here right now, but you here now. So now I'm going to use, which I've been using the mirror this whole time, is this PUR Beauty Soiree Diaries, and I think I also got this in a BoxyCharm, and I really like using these top colors here for base shades, and then I kind of go down in here for transition shades. So I really like using this peachy shade. It's a little bit pinker obviously than like my natural skin color, my foundation color. And since we laid that eye primer down, which is now dry, obviously I just like to make sure that it's all set and everything. So I will use just a big fluffy blending brush and get into that color and just literally put it everywhere. I'll even go all the way up to the brow just to make it all cohesive. So now that I'm going to be dipping into this color here for more of a transition to my transition. I don't know. I'm always so scared that I'm going to make too bold of a crease. So I feel like I do 25 shades. So I always do this base that I'm doing right now before I do any color. Like which is this one right here. So this is like literally the base I always do. Whenever I'm doing any kind of look ever, sometimes I wear just this. Sometimes I'll just put like a little bit of shimmer on there, but it really just depends. Okay, so now I'm looking at the inspiration picture again, and it really looks like she has just brown all over her eyes, which is fine. And she also has a bold brow. Hey. And so I'm just going to keep using this palette. I think I'm only going to use one more shade in this palette. I'm going to use this one here and just kind of deepen this up a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to dip into the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is my favorite palette. I love it so much, and luckily I haven't hit pan on any of them, but I know I'm sure everyone who would watch this would know what this looks like. It's this amazing palette here. I'm going to mostly be using things in this family right over here. Luckily, I do have my shade names here, so if you're really curious about what shades I'm using, I'll probably tell you what they are. So, and the only thing, I guess, I wish this had a mirror on it, just because it would be bigger than this tiny mirror that I'm using for this one, but that's okay. So for now, I'll just use this tiny mirror with this. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I was using just to kind of deepen the crease even more. I'm gonna be using, let me look at her again. I'm gonna be using the shade Buns. Just kind of get even more in there. And since I feel like the shadows in the Jaclyn Hill palette, Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, I feel like I should say that correctly, they're a lot more pigmented than the shadows in this PUR Beauty palette. I feel that even though Buns looks lighter than the darkest shade that I used in the PUR palette, that it's going to show up darker on my eye. And I'm going to switch out my brush, and I'm going to use just this flathead packing brush here. And I'm going to go in with Chip, which I guess I should have showed you. This was the first color I used, and this is the second color, Chip, that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to use that on mostly on the lid, just right on the lid, on the outer corner, and just leave a little bit of the inner corner untouched. So it looks like my inspiration picture mostly has, it looks like it's all matte on the eyes, and that's just not something I typically like to do. I really like to add a little bit of shimmer because I feel like I'm maybe a little extra like that. I don't know. Next, I'm going to dip into this shade right here called 24/7, which is a shimmer shade. It's very similar. Well, no, it's really not that similar to the shade next to it that I just used, but it is a dark brown shimmer, and that's the color that I'm going to use on top of this matte that I used. So I'll grab this on the same brush that I was using, the packing brush, and I'll grab that same spray that I was using earlier for my beauty blender and just spray it once just to dampen it a little bit. So now I'm going to use a different, same packing brush, which is so funny. I actually have mine labeled light and dark, just so I don't mix them too much. Granted, I only have like a few brushes right now and I really need to expand, but this is what I have right now, so this is what I'm going to use. So I think next I'm going to use this shade called Hustle, which is this shade right here. Also a shimmer, which I can't seem to stay away from. I'm just going to put that right in the inner part of the lid. So I think I'm done with the top part. I think I just want to blend out just a little bit more, because I feel like you can never blend too much. I'm going to go back into the PUR palette that I was using, which is the ones that I was using for my base. And I'm just going to grab just a really small blending brush. And I'm going to go into the lightest shade here, the lightest brown that's in this palette. And since my inspiration has a lot under the eye as well, I feel like I just want to ease my way into a darker under eye. Go back into going basically the same order that I did with these, and then just try to get closer and closer to the lash line. I have like the base of the darkest colors I want to do. Sophie, my cat, I swear, she's crazy. She's literally crazy. Okay, so now I'm just going to use this brush. It's very similar to the brush that I was using for my eyebrows, but I'm going to use it to kind of smudge some eyeshadow on my lower lash line. And I'm going to use the same color that I was using from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to use shade Chip, which was, I believe, the second shade that I used in that palette. Try not to get too far in the inner corner, just because I feel like it makes your eyes look so dark. I have eyeshadow all up in my eyes. Whew. Okay, so now that's done. I think I'm done with eyeshadow for now. Just kind of make sure I don't have any more fallout. And I'm going to be doing highlighting shades like on my inner corner of my brow bones, kind of more after I'm done doing mascara and eyeliner and stuff. So I think I'm going to attempt to do winged eyeliner. This is going to be fun. I do winged eyeliner pretty much every day. Once again, like my eyebrows, it is literally never even ever. So I'm going to try to make it not look so awful today. I'm just using the NYC liquid eyeliner. You can't buy it in stores anymore. I only have to buy it, you can only buy it on Amazon, and I think they're like, I don't know, $4. Alright, so I just finished my eyeliner. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes, add a little bit of mascara, and I think I'm going to do some false lashes today, just to kind of add to the look. So now I'm just going to add like this like $5 mascara, which I've actually never used before. I just picked it up today, so we'll see. Okay, so now that I've got my lashes all applied and they're still kind of drying, pardon me, they're still kind of drying a little bit. I'm going to apply a little bit of this mascara to my lower lashes, which make all the good fun faces. I'm going to look down and I was thinking I was going to go in with my Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D, but I really don't know that I need to, since I really don't need to contour. Probably just could get away with bronzing today, but I think I'm still going to grab it and still use probably this color here to put under my eye a little bit, just to make it a little bit more brighter. So I guess this is like the banana shade. So I guess this is really the only bronzer I've really got into using, and I love it so much. It's the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. It smells so good. I get my sides of my nose. Not that I think my nose needs to be longer or anything, but just to kind of give it some more definition, because I feel like my nose would look naked if I didn't have it. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and do that contour a little bit with the Shade and Light palette. So I guess I was told that this is like light, medium, dark. When I first used this, I was like, okay, well, I'm obviously going to need to use that because it's the darkest shade. I was so wrong. I don't need to use that for like where the darkest I want to have contour. I'm actually going to use like the lightest one because I don't want it to be too crazy. Now I'm going to do just like the tiniest bit of blush. I really don't need much blush at all because I really, like I said, want the focus to be on the eyes and the lips. I'm just going to be using like this Wet n Wild brush. It's very sheer, but some days I feel like I can't live without blush, and I guess today's one of those days. I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush. I feel like I want to go in with some highlight. And I got this highlight in my, what is it, BoxyCharm. This is the Prosecco Pop by Becca. And I've been really intimidated by it since it's a liquid, and since I have oily skin, I typically have to set everything before I do highlight and all that stuff. I want to set my foundation. But earlier today, I was just playing with this weird sponge that I got today from TJ Maxx. And I put it on top of my powder and it looked fine. It didn't look weird, so I'm going to try that again right now. Just kind of put it on. Go in with the Anastasia palette, and I'm really just going to use probably this shade right here because I really like to layer highlights. I really like some blind and highlights. Which one did I say? This one right here, this light, the lightest one that's not white. It's kind of, I think it's called Eclipse. Thing I need to do is just lips, and back to our inspiration photo. Her lips are almost black, which I love. This lipstick I have, it's pretty dark. I really like it. It's the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink. It really doesn't dry super matte, but it is almost black. It looks pretty purple in here, but I think it's one of the darkest ones I own, and I really like it. And I'm just going to use like this gel lip liner just to kind of line out my lips. Alright, so this is pretty much done. I really just want to go in and clean up my lipstick with a little bit of concealer. Just going to use my Shape Tape again. Just like a couple dabs on my hand. This is mostly complete. Oh yeah, I just need to do inner corner and brow highlight. So I'm going to go back into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to go into probably the lightest shade here, which I believe is called, yeah, In Light. And I'm just going to get this blending brush that I have labeled light. It's just a small one. Just get that in there. And this one I don't really like to spray with setting spray or anything. Just because I don't want it to be that crazy. Alright, so this is the completed look. And this is the inspiration. And obviously I'm going to look really different because I'm a whole different person in a different skin tone, different hair color, different everything. So I really like the way that this look turned out. I would honestly, I would wear this out for sure. I mean, y'all see me at work looking like this. Anyway, hopefully I can have more videos to come. If y'all like this, I guess give it a thumbs up. Let me know something that you maybe would want to see next. I really like to try lots of different new stuff all the time. Obviously this is my first video, so I'm not like trying new stuff on YouTube or anything like that. But if anybody wants to know how to do anything or have me try something, just let me know. Yeah, y'all have a great night or day wherever you are, and thanks for watching. Bye guys. How do you turn this dang thing off?